Hi YouTube. I'll start off my video here by apologizing for the quality of this video. I am not a YouTuber. I don't make YouTube videos. I watch a lot of YouTube videos, but I don't make a lot. But I came up with an idea today that I thought would be helpful to you if you find yourself installing a Journey Instruments passive piezo acoustic pickup into an acoustic guitar. And I think this idea would also work if you're installing a K&K passive acoustic pickup system. I just installed this JourneyTek pickup in my Epiphone jumbo guitar that I've had for years and years. And I came up with a little idea that I think made the process a lot easier. Now, if you are not familiar with the Journey pickups or the K&K pickups, no fears. There's a lot of YouTube videos out there that describe the product, show the recommended installation process, and give demonstrations of the pickups. And so you can go watch those videos. And if you go to Journey's website, in fact, they link you to a YouTube video to show you how to install the pickups. And if you haven't already seen one of those videos, you may want to go watch one of those videos first. In fact, I encourage you to watch those videos anyway, because I won't go through the whole process. I didn't film the installation because, like I said, I'm not a YouTuber typically. So watch one of those videos to see the process. And if you have seen those videos, then what I'm about to show you will make perfect sense to you, and you'll wonder why nobody else thought of this sooner. The process that they recommend, and these pickups actually come with 3 little round sensors that you glue to the inside of the guitar, right underneath the bridge. And so in order to make sure that they're placed properly, they provide you with a little jig here, and I don't know if you can see this. It's clear plastic, so I hope you can see it. It's just a little, almost a square jig with 2 holes in it. And what they give you is they provide you with a golf tee. And what you do is you take off your guitar strings and you take off the bridge pins, and then you set this right on top of the bridge, this little plastic jig, and you drop this golf tee into this and line it up with the bridge pin holes. Okay, and then you take this other thing that looks like a kind of a big toothpick. It's a little bigger than a toothpick, but you stick it in one of the other bridge pin holes. And so you line this up with the bridge pin holes, and you're able to see exactly where the bridge goes. And then you take some putty that they provide you with, and you stick the sensor right on top of this little jig. And then you take the whole thing apart, and you put a little dab of super glue on top of the sensor, and then you reach your hand with this little contraption through the sound hole and into the guitar and under the bridge, and then you stick the golf tee back in there and this little thing, and so you kind of feel around inside there until you find the golf tee and you find this thing, and then you're exactly lined up, and then you just press the pickup sensor to the top of the guitar from inside. And it's not a complicated process, but it's kind of a pain to do that. It's not easy. It's not easy to get your hand inside there. In fact, if you've got big hands like me, it's kind of difficult to get your hand in there and to find the golf tee. And then as soon as you get that done with the first sensor, you have to repeat the entire process with the second sensor, and it's a little bit harder because the 2 sensors are connected to each other by wires, and so you're kind of hindered from doing it easily. And then as soon as you're done doing the same whole process with the second sensor, you do it again for the third sensor. And that's what all the instructional videos, I think there's a couple of guys that have videos where they recommend other methods, but that's the recommended method by the manufacturer. And that just seemed complicated to me. And I thought, it would be easier if instead of doing it 3 times, you could just do it all at once, do it one time and glue all 3 sensors. And so I made myself a little jig of my own. Rather than this jig, I made this jig, which is basically the same thing. It's just wider. I just made this. This is actually, I made it out of a business card, a kind of a thick stock business card. And I just set it on top of the bridge and determined how big I wanted it and cut it out like this. And I punched holes in it. You can see these holes that I punched in there using the golf tee and the other little toothpick device, so that I would know where all the bridge pin holes are, so I would know where to place the sensors. And then using this putty, which they provide with you, I just stuck all three of the sensors right here to this jig. And then I went through basically the same process that they recommend, only instead of doing it 3 times, I only did it once. And I stuck my big hand in there, and I found the little golf tee sticking through the bridge pins, and used the other device to line up the other hole, the hole on the other end here. And I had all the pickups lined up perfectly, and I stuck them in there, and I was done. At least done with that part of the installation. Now you still have to install the output jack in the strap button hole on the end of the guitar, and so that process is exactly the same as what they recommend. I went through that process just like they recommend, but I saved myself quite a bit of time and hassle by just making this little jig, and it only took me a couple of minutes to find a business card and make this little jig, and it made the process a lot easier. So I hope that's helpful to you, and if any of the guys from Journey Instruments or from K&K see this video, hey, I recommend that, you know, make a jig like this instead of this little jig, and it makes the process a lot easier, and it worked like a charm. I'm pretty impressed with the pickup system. So I hope that's helpful to you, and I hope you have a great day.